Well, I mean, I Go Tell the Spartans is about the Vietnam War experience.
All of the extras were the families, were the actual Vietnamese immigrants who had managed to make it out of Vietnam and were now the extras in our show.
And all the rest of the cast and all the rest of the crew was gathered to watch this. Here's Burt Lancaster in his first scene on a film that we're all in. And I'm standing here and I'm thinking to myself, I'm acting with Burt Lancaster. I am acting with Burt freaking Lancaster. You dig? So instead of acting, he's saying his line. He goes, he looks at me and says, you know, when I was a younger man, well, all I had to do was walk on the set and say, hey, baby. And he goes like this. He takes a puff on his cigar and says, well, who could resist me? He says, but as I've gotten older, I've had to learn how to act. He says. And the director, Ted Post, who's stunned, is standing behind, because the film is rolling all this time. He's standing behind there. Ted Post is a wonderful, wonderful, lovely man. Goes, cut. So that was my first moment of working with Burt Lancaster. And he tried to teach me to walk on my hands. I've never been able to stand on my hands. Envied everybody who can walk on their hands or stand on their hands. I just can't do it. So at 70 years of age or whatever he was, smoking his Camel cigarette or his Danobili cigar, whatever it was at the time. He says, here, kid, let me show you. And he gets up, he's overweight, he gets up on his hands and walks around in the desert in the soft sand, see, like this. And I try to do it and I can't get the balance right. And all of a sudden. And the producer comes up to me and says, what's the matter with you? I said, what are you talking about? He said, he's up on his hands. He's walking on his hands at his age. What if he has a heart attack and drops dead? He said, Burt Lancaster's not going to have a heart attack. That's Burt Lancaster. He doesn't do those things.
That's crazy.
And then the final thing I have two more things to say about that. Came the time when my work was through and the film still had a few days left to film before. Company had a few more days left to film before we wrapped. And it was night, 11, 12 o'clock at night. And Burt Lancaster was walking back up that same trail toward the dressing rooms. No, he must have been going toward the set. And I was going toward the dressing rooms. And I stopped him and I said, Burt, I said, I just wanted you to know what a great experience this was to share time with you on the set and to be working with you. And I said, you're a shining example for everybody in our profession and beyond in the world. He said, well, kid, he said, I just got here like everybody else. And he turned around and he walked off into the dark. And that was the last night of the set.
Before the headlines.
Where are we? I mean, geographically, where are we?
Vietnam, Penang's.
Sure we're not in a loony bin?
The only way we're going to win this war is to get United States combat troops in here.
A handful.
Give them shotguns and sprinkle a few machine guns as a muzzle.
Men, we have been ordered to march into the jungle, where we will establish a fortress for liberty and justice.
Charlie's like a mole, damn it, they're talking by now.
That's the way the USA kicks ass, Charlie!
Too bad we couldn't have shown you a better war. Like hitting the beach at Anzio. Or smashing through the Bastogne with Patton. That was a tour worth the money. This one's a sucker's tour.
Bridge over the River Kwai, The Dirty Dozen, The Longest Day. There are many war movie classics. If this isn't one, it comes damn close. Burt Lancaster. Go tell the Spartans.
Our little mothers are coming for us.
American Cinema Releasing.